Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. So this woman says she's moving to Afghanistan to be with the man she met on Snapchat, child, and what started as an online relationship has now turned into a full real-life decision that's got thousands of people trying to talk her out of it. She's been documenting everything, how they met, how fast things moved, and why she believes this is the right choice for her, even as people online question whether she really understands what she's walking into. And to be honest, the internet's reaction is basically just confusion, so let's talk about it. Everything in this video is alleged. I'm only spreading the word on the curb and in no way giving my own personal opinion. So to the best of my knowledge from what I could find online is that this story starts with a woman online known as Alex Sunny, who began posting about a relationship that developed very quickly from an online connection into something she now describes as serious and long-term. According to her own account, she met a man on Snapchat in 2024, and what started out as messaging turned into long daily conversations where the relationship escalated faster than a typical online interaction. After a period of talking online, they eventually met in person. Following that meeting, she began publicly referring to him as her partner or her husband and started sharing content about their relationship and future plans. From there, she started documenting everything on TikTok, including how the relationship developed, how she sees the future of it, and her decision-making process around potential relocating to be with him. One of the key things she has spoken about is her plan to move abroad and continue the relationship in person in Afghanistan. She's talking about it online if you see her as if it's just an ordinary next step, like if you live in America and you move to Canada or to the UK or to France. Just seems like an ordinary move, right? But when you consider what's going on in Afghanistan and considering that she's a woman, this is anything but banal. One thing people have noticed is that she seems to really not understand the situation of women in Afghanistan.
So I'm going to try to answer all your questions the best I can because I keep getting a lot of comments that kind of relate to these questions. So as for social media, there are a lot of content creators from Afghanistan. They primarily are on Instagram from what I've seen, but I have seen them on TikTok and I've also seen them on Facebook. For example, my husband uses Facebook to advertise jewelry that he sells and the cars that he sells. So as for makeup and products like Bath & Body Works, normal, everyday, modest makeup and just being modest with your perfume is generally okay. Obviously, there's a lot of cultural differences when it comes to stuff like that, and weddings and celebrations tend to be a bit different. So when it comes to things like traveling or going out, I'm still learning. I will probably be able to tell you a lot better when I'm actually there, but I'm going there specifically to be with my husband, so I will, on a day-to-day basis, I will be spending all my time with him or his family. And as for the gym, my husband's aunt actually goes to the gym, and it's a women's only gym, which tea, because I would prefer that anyway. I do appreciate you asking respectfully though, and I can't answer all your questions or give you detailed answers, but I will be able to tell you more once I'm actually there.
Now, to understand why this story went viral, you gotta understand the country she's planning to move to. Since 2021, Afghanistan has seen major changes in its legal and social systems, particularly affecting women's access to education, work, and public life. I'm sure you've seen the headlines that now women apparently are not allowed to be outside in the streets without a male guardian. They have to be covered at all times. They can't be seen by a male doctor, but they also cannot have a female doctor to check them over because female doctors are not allowed and women are not allowed to have an education. And the thing is that this isn't new. This has been going on since the latest iteration of the current regime that's in place, whose name I can't say because, you know, YouTube algorithm will be shutting me down, is that like since 2021, this regime has been put in place. So people do feel like, why are you going over there acting like, oh, well, I can still be an influencer. I'll just see what it's like when you're over there. Because my thought process personally was, if you've never seen that movie, Not Without My Daughter, you know what I'm talking about. Is she going to be allowed to leave the country if she just decides, you know what, I'm not feeling this, I don't want to stay here, I think that I want to bounce? Is it going to be like in that movie where she realizes, you know what, I can't just be leaving out of here when you're a woman? Hey, this is Editing Shay Shay. I just wanted to add, first of all, spoiler alert, but if you've not seen the movie, Not Without My Daughter from 1991. The film is basically based on a true story where it follows this American woman who travels to Iran with her husband and daughter. But when she arrives, her husband becomes like increasingly controlling, and then he's basically got her trapped with the baby, facing major legal cultural barriers to leaving. So basically, he lures her to Iran under false pretenses, and then she finds out she can't really leave like that because Iran does have very strict gender laws. And of course, you could imagine the similarity with the situation with this girl who's apparently going at the end of August over to Afghanistan. People do notice that there seems to be a very big similarity.
And to all the people making a video about the girl who's saying, oh, I'm going to go to Afghanistan with my Afghan husband, let her. You can't stop. You can't stop that shit. You can't fix fucking stupid. I mean, she's seen the same videos that we've seen. It ain't like she ain't seen them. She got a phone. She got access to the fucking internet. She sees the women walking around covered up from head to toe. She sees that she cannot go outside without a male escort. She sees that if her husband decides to grape her, that there's nothing anyone can do. If her husband decides to beat her, there's nothing anyone can do. And she still actively decided to get on this internet, post a video of her getting ready to go travel to Afghanistan with her Afghan husband. What more do you want us to do? We can't do shit. The bitch stupid. And if she gets trapped over there, she might as well go ahead and get comfortable. Because hell and hot water ain't gonna get her bitch ass out of fucking Afghanistan. There's no U.S. embassy in that motherfucker. Y'all told her to watch the fucking movie, okay? She didn't want to watch it. She didn't give a fuck. So if she don't give a fuck, we shouldn't give a damn. We could give all of our opinions in the motherfucking world. But guess what? It ain't enough penis in the motherfucking world. It ain't enough money in the motherfucking world. It ain't enough nothing in the motherfucking world to make my black ass girl over there with my Afghan husband. I don't give a fuck how much I love that motherfucker. I'm staying my black ass right here in the United States. Because guess what? In the United States, bitch, I have rights. In Afghanistan, you have none.
As you can imagine, the internet has a lot to say about this whole situation. So while there are some people that are saying, hey, you know what, I hope it works out for you, the vast majority are concerned, feels that she might be trolling, or just think that this girl is absolutely out her mind to be doing this. Now, there are some people who are questioning them two's relationship, but mostly it's concern because obviously the situation over there is very different to what it is around these parts. The thing is, though, is that Alex, however, doesn't seem fazed by the criticism. In several of her videos, she's defended her relationship, saying she loves dating outside her own culture, believes that, you know what, it might be not that bad, at least I'll still be able to be an influencer inside the house. One thing that also caught my attention was that Alex Sunny was talking about how one of the reasons she loves this man that she's with is that she doesn't have to worry about him being interested in no red pill content. Now, if you somehow manage to avoid that side of the internet, the red pill movement is an online community that generally promotes more traditional gender roles, often arguing that men should lead relationships while women should be more submissive or embrace conventional ideas of femininity. And that's where a lot of people pointed out the absolute irony in what she's talking about, because yeah, sure, they might not be on podcasts talking all day, but the regime in Afghanistan is not exactly what you would call the opposite to red pill, considering that women are the ones that are being forced inside the house, no education, no work, no nothing. Now, what I did notice is that comment definitely had a lot of people side-eyeing her, wondering, is there a chance that she could just be making all this up because she wants some attention online? Which, by the way, if that is the case, she has succeeded, but obviously we don't know. She is scheduled to travel in a few weeks' time, so I guess we will find out soon.
So this is part 2 of me answering your guys' questions in the comments. The reason we can't go to another country is because Afghan passports are just not strong enough. So I really like this comment because it reminded me of a time when I went to Chicago with friends. We took the wrong exit and we were immediately pulled over by police, and we were told to leave the area because it was too dangerous. So yeah, do what you will with that info. So as for my day-to-day life, I plan on taking like little day trips with my husband, seeing the nature and the landscape of Afghanistan. His aunt goes to the gym, and I really like going to the gym. I just don't have like a whole lot of time with my job. So I'll probably go with her. Hang out with all the friends I've met on TikTok, go eat, go shopping, things like that. So this comment I see the most, like out of all of them, this is the one I see the most. I feel like if you have to use a movie or an experience that's almost 30 years old to generalize an entire population, then I feel like you are just a
If you haven't already done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next video. Shay out.